Hi, friends. So let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper into yogic philosophy. I'll tell you why I really love yoga philosophy. I mean, it's one thing that I've been practicing and teaching for the last 15 years, but quite honestly, these are principles and wisdoms that you can use off the mat as well, because they bring so much clarity and cohesion, and they make it so much easier and simpler for us to understand this very complex and dynamic organism that we are. We're going to talk about koshas or layers or the different bodies that we have. Yogis understood that there is so much more to the experience of life than just knowing that we have a physical body and that we are absorbing the world from the five senses. They came up with this system called the koshas, or the layers or the sheaths of the human body, or rather, I should say, of the human experience. These five layers, or the five koshas, are actually these systems, a way of knowing ourselves better. And they start with the most densest of the kosha, of the layer, all the way into the subtlest kosha. Yogis understood that the reason why we're here is to really discover ourselves, is to really get to know ourselves. And we need all the systems and all the sciences and all the arts to understand what this dynamic experience of being a human being is. The five koshas explain things very well. And when you practice yoga, you can really see them in action. So let's start with the first kosha. So the first kosha, or the first layer, is the Annamaya kosha, which is our densest, most kosha. It is the physical form that we are in. This is the form that you can see when you're actually practicing asana, the movement of this form, right? It's that physical body, the dense matter. This kosha is made up of the food that we ingest, right? And a strong body, a flexible body, and a stable body is going to support an organism that wants to have self-reflection, wants to have meditation, wants to have balance, wants to have clarity. The second kosha is the pranamaya kosha. Prana means breath or life force, and kosha means the sheath. Now, this is a subtler kosha, a subtler layer than the Annamaya kosha, which is our physical body. Pranamaya kosha constitutes the energy body, okay? And it is fueled by the way that we breathe. It's fueled by the quality of breath that we're absorbing in our body. All the pranayam techniques can be used to fuel this body, our life force body, our energetic body. When we practice yoga, we can see this particular kosha fully activated, because in different poses, we breathe differently. We inhale with certain poses, we exhale with certain poses. So along with Annamaya kosha, we are carrying, and we are very conscious of the Pranamaya kosha as we practice asana. And Pranamaya kosha is a subtle bridge between the previous kosha we talked about, which is Annamaya kosha, the physical body, and the next kosha that we're going to talk about, which is Manomaya kosha, the mental body. The third kosha is the Manomaya kosha. The Manomaya kosha means our mental body, our mental emotional body, right? These are beliefs that we hold. These are emotions that we feel. So our thoughts, our beliefs, our subconscious mind, these all come under the realm of Manomaya kosha. It acts as a filter between our inner world and our outer world. So you receive impressions, you receive beliefs, you receive ideas, emotions, and you process them within, and then you interact with the world carrying those beliefs inside of you. So Manomaya kosha is that sheath, it's that layer that does that kind of filtering or processing or digesting of what we have absorbed and how we are showing up in the world and interacting. When we practice a yogic life, we bring attention to the thought fluctuations that go on in our minds. So we become aware of what certain people have said or how they've interacted with us and how it's affected us. We become clear about how certain people influence us, how certain ideas, philosophies, belief systems influence us. And when we live a yogic life, we feel very empowered with this knowledge, because we can actually choose what beliefs to hold on to and what beliefs to discard. So in effect, being aware of Manomaya Kosha, your mental, emotional inner world, is a very necessary step. It's very important to be more discerning in how you move in the world. So the fourth kosha that we're going to talk about is Vijnana Maya Kosha, or the wisdom body. Now, you can see that we're moving more and more into the subtler realms, right? Vijnana Maya Kosha means the power of intuition, the power of inner knowing, the power of being in touch with your gut instinct. And all these sheaths or koshas that we have get refined in the practice of living a yogic life. This is the aspect of our lives that allows us to see beyond what is being presented. We can have a gut instinct or a sixth sense, like an inner knowing about something. And the practice of yoga actually hones all these different koshas as you become more and more aware of them. I have found in my experience that having a regular meditation practice really sharpens this particular kosha as well. And in the practice of yoga, you become more aware, you start honoring your gut instinct, your inner knowing, your intuition. And when you know that there is a whole science behind it, and that Vijnana Maya Kosha happens to be one of the layers or the sheaths of our human existence, just tuning into that reality helps us fine-tune that as well. So tuning into that reality actually emboldens it. When you become aware of something, gifts that you have, powers, really superpowers that you have as a human being, becoming aware of them. And then through the practice of breath, through the practice of movement, through the practice of being careful about what you're ingesting, not just in terms of food, but in terms of the environment that you live in, these layers really shed light upon so many aspects of us being human. And Vijnana Maya Kosha is that sheath of wisdom. It's that feeling that you have, that instinctive feeling when you may hear the right words, but somehow they don't click inside. That's your intuitive self letting you know that I'm not quite on board. Finally, the fifth and last kosha is Anandamaya Kosha. Anand means bliss. This is your bliss body. This is your natural state. This is like your primordial way of being in the world, moving and reaching out and connecting from a place of love, from a place of inner peace and inner alignment. Anandamaya or Anand is the experience of pure bliss, an experience of love, an experience of contentment within. It is the state of samadhi or enlightenment, which is achieved when we practice meditation, when we learn the ways to be in this world, but not of this world, as the Sufis say also. And yes, meditation and contemplation takes us there, living a yogic life, living in accord with nature and in harmony with the rhythms of life, with the rhythms of nature, allows us to have that deep access to a state of inner bliss, a state of inner peace, and a state of inner balance. So as a student of yoga, the knowledge of the koshas really helps us maintain a very balanced life. You can use this and practice this knowledge by becoming aware of the times that you feel fatigued. You know that it's your pranamaya kosha, your pranamaya body, that is deprived of the proper oxygen, of the proper rest that it needs. And then you activate or fuel that sheath or that kosha. Right? Similarly, if you're in self-doubt, if you're confused about something, uncertain, you know that it's the Vijnana Maya Kosha that is needing attention, right? You need to tune into your intuition. You need to tune into your instinct. And having knowledge of these koshas allows us and creates the circumstances for us to tap into the ability to live a more balanced life. When we have knowledge of these wisdoms, it really affects our relationship with ourselves, because we become more clear about what we need and what we don't need. And when we take care of that, how we interact with the world also ends up being far less stressful, because how we do yoga is how we do anything, right? Or as the saying goes, how you do anything is how you do everything. So paying attention and staying focused and in tune with what our inner needs are really allows us to show up in the world in a way where we seem aligned, where we show up aligned. So I hope this information has helped you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.